Hey everyone, welcome back to Under the Scope, powered by Esports Labs, episode 4, the podcast where we'll take a look into the exciting industry of esports and gaming. Today I got with me Travis Cochran. Say hello, Travis.
Hey guys, good to be
And
here.
we welcome back Mr. Will Zasinski. How's it going, Will?
Going great.
So, guys, today we're going to be talking a little bit about TwitchCon. We're going to jump into some BlizzCon as well, which is coming up in this week. And then we're going to jump into CSGO and what's going on there. And then we're going to jump into some interesting, I want to say,
Drugs.
yes, let's call them drugs. So, but yeah, so we'll do that or enhancers. How about that? Even better, right? So, but yeah, so how was your guys's Halloween? What you guys do this week? Did you guys go trick or treating? Will, I mean,
Yeah,
anything interesting?
Took the 3-year-old trick or treating with the family. It was pretty fun. He loved it.
All right, where'd you go? Anything? So, what do you dress up as?
He dressed up as a firefighter. I was fire, and my wife was a Dalmatian. So we had a family-themed costume. It was pretty nice.
Oh, really?
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I gotta ask, man. I know you were
Yeah.
talking about those MC Hammer Blaze pants.
I,
Did you
I
wear
did.
them?
I did not wear the fire Zumbas. I just wore a pair of jeans. I can't believe.
I
I
was
can't
hoping to
believe
see a picture, man.
I came home from work and my wife had a package from Amazon. I opened it up and there's a pair of flaming Zumbas. I just put them back in the box, retaped it, returned it. There's no way I was going to wear flaming Zumbas.
You know, Travis would have worn them. You know, he's that
I
kind
would
of
have.
guy.
I would have done it
Right?
without a question.
Yeah. So, how was your Halloween, Travis? Anything interesting?
Oh, it was excellent. Yeah, I went to the West Hollywood big parade out there, and yeah, I got in my own costume, and yeah, got to see all the sights and everything there. I also went to a couple Halloween parties. One was a masquerade party, so I fit right in because I was wearing a Guy Fawkes Vendetta mask. So yeah, it went, and I had the whole silver suit to go with it. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
Oh, nice.
Remember.
I know, right?
Yes,
the good old
5th of
days.
November, the
Yeah.
gunpowder and treason and plot.
I know.
No reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgotten.
So let me ask you, anything interesting happened in that Hollywood parade? I know that every year there's something new that happens. So everything went well.
Oh yeah, no, it's so cool, and what's great is that every year that I go there, this is probably maybe my 3rd year there at that parade. You'll always run into other Guy Fawkes guys there,
Yeah.
and one time I ran into last night I ran into a whole school and it was like girls, guys, and there was maybe about 6 or 7 of them all wearing Guy Fawkes masks, and then they saw me in the silver suit with the Guy Fawkes, and then they came up and went. Ah! And we just went crazy, and we all started like dancing, and everyone's like, "What is going on?" So yeah, it's so yeah. Whenever I see my fellow kin, we get pictures taken and whatnot. But I had a great time. Got pictures with like the 300 Spartan guys. I got a picture with a guy dressed up as Willy Wonka and some Oompa Loompas. Just some demon characters that were out. It was a great night, and it was so cool seeing everyone just go out and go all out with their costumes.
So is this a costume you wear every single year?
It's the easiest costume, but it's not. It doesn't show like a lack of like some people just buy like a terrible thing at a costume store and just throw it on. Whereas me, it's like my silver suit isn't actually like one of a kind. It's like it was actually custom tailored for me in China,
Right.
and it's a really beautiful like shiny silver suit. And that with the V for Vendetta mask, it looks amazing. So it's a cool look. So
All right. So if you have any
I'd be
pictures,
sharing,
you're gonna have to share them so we could put them in here. And our good producer Sam could throw it in there as well. So, but no, I'm glad you guys have fun. Yeah, no, that'd be interesting.
What about
to
you?
see. So now, did you get that while you were in China? I know that you visited China before. Is that how you got it custom made over there, or was it made and sent to you?
No, yeah, I had all my suits that I currently own and wear all custom tailored for me, made in China.
Nice.
So
nice.
yeah, I mean they do it down to a T, like every measurement, like every part. So they really make sure that it's that perfect fit. So
But that's what I wish I would have did when I was in Vietnam. Was get a couple. I got a crap ton of North Face gear, but not custom tailored suits.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, no, I don't know. I've never been to China, so I've never been to Vietnam, so I can't say. But I know for a fact that it's kind of cool when they do tailor them right, like you said, Travis, to fit you. And that's pretty
Hmm.
cool. So, no, actually, it's very interesting. For me, I
Yeah,
went
how
out
was your
with the
Halloween?
I went out with the kids, we went. I saw a bunch of neighbors like coming out like really cool costumes actually. We had Beauty and the Beast, so like Belle and actually the Beast, and then we had like Jack Sparrow, and then we had like The Nightmare Before Christmas, so we had all kinds of cool costumes come out with my neighbors and everything, and then we kind of went walking around the neighborhood, and one of the streets was crowded. I mean, it almost looked like Mardi Gras, like just packed. And the people had projectors projecting into like their side of the buildings or side of the house, I should say, and like the garages too, garage doors, and they're showing like Coco or Hollywood, Halloween, Michael Myers movie or Friday the 13 movies,
Night of
and
the Living Dead.
exactly. Actually, there was one, and the theme was Night of the Living Dead. What's cool is that priest. I don't know if you remember the priest there, but
Hmm.
he was actually there, and they had a zombie like he was giving out the candy in front of like this big tarp tent type deal that they enclosed. So
Hmm.
people had to walk to the middle of it, but it was like towards the front of it. So behind it, it was kind of closed right behind them. So as people were getting candy and they packed it in, oh man, the zombies just rushed out, and you just hear everyone just screaming and yelling, rushing into the street. So it was kind of cool. So, but yeah, other than that, uneventful night. So it was pretty awesome. But
Cool.
yeah. So we're gonna jump straight into this TwitchCon. So did you guys anything that you guys saw interesting out there about TwitchCon this past weekend?
Not too much. I seen some business connections, and I seen in the very beginning it looked like they were doing like a dance off. I don't know if you guys did. Is that like an annual thing or something? Did you guys see that? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool actually when you start looking at all that stuff. But they had a this they did a lot more. So Travis, you've been to TwitchCon before, right?
Yeah, I was actually mostly for this year. I was watching the Doritos Bowl 2018. I've almost watched all 5 hours of it. I'm probably like in three something now.
Yeah.
But before, when they announced the teams of Team Shroud, Team Courage, Team Lupo, and Team Ninja, I could already tell you who's going to get first, second, third, and fourth without even like
just seeing the rosters.
without them even playing.
Yeah.
I
Really?
was t- I oh it's I knew Team Lupo was done. They're not even in the same category as any of those guys. And then Ninja's team was pretty, I think, fairly weak too. So it's like the second to the lowest. But I knew it was going to be a headbutt between the former pro all the Call of Duty pros, because this is their game, and
Yeah.
then Team Shroud, who is a battle royale master now. That's all he does is battle royale.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to be a back and forth, which it was. It was back and forth, and Team Shroud eventually won and whatnot. But I was kind of rooting for the Call of Duty guys to do it,
Upset.
just watching Optic Karma play with a keyboard and mouse. It was just like incredible. And they even said there, Courage was saying how it's like Karma is better on a keyboard and mouse than he is with the controller, which to me is the most mind-blowing statement, because that man is a three-time world Call of Duty champion. And you give him a controller, he'll just destroy it. I thought for sure, oh, he's not going to be that, but he's incredible with a keyboard and mouse. And I've seen him on his channel play with a keyboard and mouse on Call of Duty. It's insane. So it's really cool to see talent cross over to different platforms like that, from console to PC, and for them to still dominate. And I was really hoping the COD boys could do it, but but they had nothing to be ashamed of. They were winning left and right. I just don't think they got as many kills as Team Shroud.
No, absolutely, and that's one of the things. Courage, obviously, being a streamer and commentator for MLG, and then came back to become a full time streamer for Optic, and now, he's looking to compete more into like the, get more into the competitive side of Call of Duty, especially, everyone's waiting to see if there's going to be some type of a blackout competitive scene, right? So he's in there, he plays on the fall skirmish and summer skirmish for Fortnite as well. So big PC player, and but it was very interesting. Obviously, when you start looking at Shroud, that's his bread and butter, right? The guy is, I mean, CSGO master, and he takes on any game that's first person shooter, and he just destroys, right? I mean, I seen him and Doc also go at it, in Code Red. If you guys remember that one, it's
Yeah.
the first Blackout. We talked about it last, podcast, but it was great. It was really, really good. So, but no, I mean, there was a lot of interesting things going on. A lot of the like artist alley. I don't know how much you guys knew about that, but there was one of the it, according to all the people that I've been following and watching, and I actually was tuning into a lot of the streams and everything. They actually had a lot of cool, people show up to do actual art outside of the actual streamers that stream art on their
Hmm.
channels. So what's really cool, so they were handing out first prizes, second prizes, third prizes, and stuff like that, and this guy that not even a streamer came and won, which was pretty cool, right? So but yeah, so he got a full partnership there and everything, so it was pretty interesting to see that. Obviously all the meets and greets, the party that went on, and I think that's probably your dance off you were talking about there, Will.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I really, really like the cosplay contest. Did you guys get to watch that by any
I didn't
chance?
get to see that.
I saw.
I just saw
Go ahead,
pictures.
Will.
I just saw pictures. Some of the still images that I saw, were the outfits are amazing. Like, it's the time that some of these people put into them is just, it's insane.
Absolutely. So there was people that I was going throughout. Like I was just focusing on Twitch, on IRL, and then kind of like people that were putting, oh, we're at cosplay at TwitchCon, and I went to look, and this girl, it was like 22 hours for getting all her stuff done. 22 hours.
Wow,
That's amazing. Like it was
that's
just,
incredible.
yeah, it was incredible. So I really enjoyed that. So the other thing I actually really liked was the loot cave. So they started putting a lot of original stuff that you could get there. So that was pretty cool to do too, and be able to see. They had crazy story is they had an arcade. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but in one of the streams, they kind of went and shot over the arcades, and they have pinballs, original arcades. So that was pretty cool. They brought those, and a lot of people were like, "How do you play this?" When I saw the kid on stream say that, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, yeah, I don't know what to say on that one, but it was pretty interesting. And then they had Yu-Gi-Oh cards playing, man, like all this stuff playing in there, which was crazy. A lot of table games,
Hmm.
Magic of the Gathering, so it was pretty cool. Overall, I've been to TwitchCon a few times, and let me tell you, like, I don't know. I don't know if it gets better or it stays the same. Unfortunately, I haven't been back to back enough times to say that. But by what I heard, it was a better year this year than every other year. So, and I'm sure they keep their next year. Will say, hey, this year was better than the last. So, but it seems
Always.
It's always like
it's.
that. Yeah.
I know, man. So, but what was your experience like when you went, Travis, to TwitchCon?
I haven't been to an actual Twitch. I was just talking about the actual the what do you call it, the Doritos Bowl that
Oh yeah, yeah.
I saw. I just watched that online. I didn't get to go in person, but I haven't gone to any in past. But I do want to get out there though. I had some friends
Okay.
that were out. I had some friends that were out there, and they were saying it was absolutely incredible. I would have obviously loved to have been for the Doritos Bowl and see that play out, especially like with COD being played on PC, which is just so weird to me, with it being such a console-based game. So that was a really intriguing to see. And like you said, Silver, it's like I'm curious as well to see what they're going to do with Blackout for the competitive scene, right?
Yeah.
Since PlayStation has their overhand over all that, they're going to do something for it, but it's not going to be like the Doritos Bowl on PC. It will most likely just to be under with a controller under console still. So
Now,
Yeah, it's go ahead.
did
Well,
uh do you did Activision sell the rights to Blackout and CWL to PlayStation, or do they have the ability to maybe go to two different consoles with that to make more money? I'm just
I don't know, to be honest. I know that the competitive CWL, excuse me, the CWL is actually for PS4,
Yeah.
right? But so they get all the first DLCs and all that stuff. But for
Hmm.
Blackout, I don't know if that's gonna stay on
That's
console competitive or it's gonna go to PC because
that'd be crazy
uh,
if it did.
I honestly have to say that if they're seeing how much hype it's getting, I mean, look, you got the Shrouds of the Worlds, right? Dr. Lupo, you got Ninja, you got Dr. Disrespect, you got pretty much all the big, influencers and streamers going that route and playing Blackout. So I don't know why you wouldn't, Obviously, you got people like Karma that could come in and drop a controller and pick up a keyboard and mouse and be just as good or better. What are your thoughts, Travis?
I don't think Sony will allow it. I just don't. Like, I mean, with them having a deal with Activision for Call of Duty, I just don't know if they're going to allow it or not. We'll see. Because I mean, because if they allow Blackout to go then PC, then why not allow traditional multiplayer, which is now going 5v5? Why not that be PC as well? You know.
Well, I'm just curious if that deal with PlayStation or Sony, if that deal includes Blackout, or if it's just the multiplayer online 5v5. It'd be interesting
Yeah,
if
I
they're able
don't know.
to have two different consoles kind of buying for that, or bidding for that.
Well, I mean, when they did came out with the Blackout beta, if you remember, that was exclusively came out to PlayStation
You're right.
like a day or two before the rest of anyone.
You're right.
So I think it doesn't matter what game mode it is. I think it's all under the same Sony Activision umbrella that Sony has a deal with. So
Yeah,
that yeah.
it's I don't know. I haven't seen too many people play. I mean, okay, so I guess I'll take it back, but I don't know too many people that play competitive Blackout on console. I mean, I know I like playing it. I enjoy it. I mean, you've
Well,
played it, but
No. So so Karma, who's a great example of this, I've seen Doctor Disrespect and Karma have joined together to play Blackout together on the PS4 Pro,
Wow.
and they've done that. They've done that a couple times, and so has Nate Shot. Nate Shot, who's gone back to controller console, he's just been playing on Blackout
Hmm.
with the controller. So. But I mean, yes, but it's so you're like and then obviously too, it's just like Scumpy and all these guys are all playing off controller and they're playing in Blackout. So I just think a lot of the big, huge, famous streamers and whatnot, they're more PC based and they're just like adopting playing it. But for like the hardcore Call of Duty guys, they're still off controller because that's what they need to practice on because that's what the championship for this coming year is going to be on. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. So, but
yeah.
again, TwitchCon was something new. We were able to see, like you said, the Dorito Bowl. You were able to kind of see the Fortnite Fall Skirmish as well, competition go on. It was pretty interesting, really packed and everything. So it was really cool. And then let's not forget what's coming up, right? BlizzCon. So I went to it last year. I was invited to it and it was amazing. It was really, really cool. I really liked it. People were saying that it wasn't as good as other years. I sat next to people that have been going there since year one, and they said, it's good. It's kind of cool this year, but it's not. And it was the first time Overwatch was part of it, right? So, I remember I actually took pictures and sat there in the Overwatch arena that they built there in the at the Anaheim Convention Center, and it was really, really cool. So I really enjoyed it, and like I said, it was, I don't know, it was big, man, massive. They took over the entire convention center, and everything was there. Everyone, everything. It's amazing. All the free stuff they gave away.
So
I mean, everything that they do.
you couldn't stop
Go
talking
ahead.
about that swag bag.
Oh man, that swag bag was amazing. I still have the swag bag,
Yeah.
and I still haven't even opened my figurines that they gave there. And like I said, but it's just the vibe. You walk in there. So I mean, obviously, I've been to a lot of events, throughout my esports life here, you could say, but or my venture in esports, and let me tell you, like walking into this BlizzCon was way, way different than walking into like a TwitchCon or a Call of Duty event, or any other
Interesting.
event. It was, I don't know, man.
Produ-
The environment, the atmosphere is just way different. It feels more hype, even
production
even
value.
more than even more than E3. I really enjoyed it more than E3. You know,
Wow.
so it's really really cool. The people, I mean, because you got to remember, E3 is all about like let's explore what's new. Let's go check out the new games, and you got aficionados, you could say, right, of gaming. But here they're the hardcore gamers that are actually coming to see what the updates are that are coming for their game that they've been playing a long time. So
Yeah.
it's way different. I don't know, man. Like you gotta go there. You gotta live it, experience it at least once, and you guys could see how cool that is. I like I said, I really enjoy it. But
No, that's starts tomorrow in Anaheim, correct?
yeah, it
Yep.
starts tomorrow.
Wow. Are you
11
going,
a.m.
Silver?
No, I'm not going tomorrow, unfortunately. So let me tell you, if we could find some tickets, I would have been there for sure. So.
Right.
But I mean, look, they got a bunch of stuff going on. This time what they're doing a little different this time was about the charity. Which the auction is now live and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Something that they're doing a little different. So I'm just happy to see that. And then I don't know. Again, you're right. It starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. So that'll be cool. They're gonna obviously have their HGC finals there. So you guys, whoever attends, they're gonna be able to see it through all that. But yeah, man, it's a lot of cool stuff going on tomorrow, and I'm really excited to be there. I mean, I want to go, and I actually, you know what? I still have my invite because I'm still kind of friends with the people there, but I just can't go this weekend, unfortunately. So, but yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting news for sure. So,
Maybe
but
maybe Travis wants those tickets. Puff puff give, right?
I know.
I would
what?
totally go.
They're like $300
So-
tickets, right?
Yeah, more than that. They're just slightly over that.
Like
so,
$350.
but yeah, they get the VIP ones, so they're a little more. But yeah, so what we'll do is I'll figure out, and if anything, then yeah, we'll for sure we'll call you up, Travis. So, but
There you go.
I know Travis.
But does it
Uh-huh.
aren't the tickets have like a name on them? So it's like I wouldn't be able to get in anyways because you have to show an ID.
You look like a
or no?
silver Padilla to me.
Right.
Well, I'm not. Well, if you know how they've been cracking down at E3, they literally you have to show them your ID. If that name Silver's on it, then it's like I don't know if it would work to even do it.
I don't even know if it's my name on it, but like I said, we'll figure that out, and if anything, we'll let you know. But yeah. So speaking of that, I know you got some interesting topic here about the CSGO Pro. So tell us a little bit about what's going on in the CSGO world, Travis.
Yeah, so there's a player on Optic named Optic India, and he actually somehow was able to, at a LAN center, have aimbot when they were playing a CSGO tournament. And one of the referees, you can actually watch the video of this, but yeah, it is pretty awkward. The actual referee comes over to check to see what's going on, and he starts to go through the settings and whatnot, and you can actually look the Optic India player is like pushing him away and is trying to like get his hand off the mouse and keyboard, and he's just trying to make it come off like he's being like the referee's being a nuisance, but he was really like he's trying to like not get caught. Yeah. And so he got exposed and for cheating, and now he got banned for, I believe it's for 4 or 5 years, something
that
like
was
that. 4 years.
That was Forsaken, right?
So
yeah.
That's a long time. What do you do then? Like,
no, I think his career is over because
you get banned for 5 years, right? So,
but who's going to want to hire you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. How
Switch
old
games.
is the kid? How old is the guy?
I think he's in his early 20s.
So yeah, I mean, by that time,
he's done.
Yeah,
you gotta switch games, man.
I don't know, Travis. What do you think?
I mean, he could probably still, but he could probably still pursue competitive stuff. It's like I just don't know anyone who would want to, who would want to hire him, because it's like once you've been like crucified, but once you've been exposed as being a cheater to like the whole competitive community of the world, you've been essentially banished forever. It's just like. It's not like people are just going to get forgive and forget. It's just like you will go down in history as being a cheater, and which is the most repugnant thing in like the competitive thing that you can do is either get either bribed or get I'm sure you heard about all the Korean esport teams in the past who've been like bribed to been paid money to lose intentionally.
Absolutely.
And those guys got caught, and their complete dishonor to their whole family and everything. And then you probably heard too about that one kid where they were in a tournament. I don't remember the guy's name, whatnot, but it's like the fact that I remember all these specific instances just show how it's like these guys are done.
Yeah.
And in another instant, a guy actually looked over at his competitor's screen. I don't know why they set it up
screen
so they can
sniping.
actually. So he actually looked over across to see his competitor's screen. I'm not sure if he was just doing a glance, but he looked over, and then the whole thing got shut down, and then he was kicked out for cheating like that way. But yeah, it's just like don't cheat, don't take bribes to lose. It's just these people are dumb, and they think they're not going to get caught, and it's just like their whole career, their whole livelihood is done in that sense. They have. Yeah.
Let's be honest though, if a promotion sets up screens where you can look over, like that is not the player's fault. Like that is.
It was a stupid setup, but it's like, but he was literally like this, and then they had screens opposite, and he did this. He looked like that. So he was intentional, but still, it's like it was a bad setup. But
that's the promotion's fault for sure. Players are going to take any inch that you give them. That's just stupid to me. Bad setup.
So, but yeah, with this particular instance, though, it's like I'm kind of curious how, since it is a LAN center and since they're using computers that the tournament provider is doing, it's just like how is he able to like get that all set up in time for when he's sat down?
Well, that was my thing is they should be able to do some type of check, right? I mean, they have to be able to like, all right, guys, sit down. You guys get a chance to fix your controllers, get something. But they give them warm-up times. That's the thing. And during that warm-up time, no one's really checking out what you're doing. Like there has to be something there that was missed by someone. Something has to be done in between that so they could get fixed.
Do you guys remember with Call of Duty before it switched to PS4? They had those adapters for every type of controller and like headset. There's like a little like a box that they had at all the LAN events. Well, those things used to be manipulated by some of the pros. There's a way that they could go in and do that through software. And what some of the pros are doing is switching those out. I remember specifically hearing about that, like that instance. I don't know. Do you remember those boxes at any LAN events? Nothing.
Which ones?
There's like these it's like a port where they plug in their controller, their headset. It's like a pass-through, like an adapter. And then some of the pros, this is probably about 4 to 6 years ago. They're before PS4, they're manipulating that port that goes into the LAN setup for that specific Xbox. And I remember some of the pros got caught manipulating that port, where they would bring their own port, swap it out during the warm-up session, and that would have like presets for basically allowing the player to move faster. They'd be able to turn faster. Instead of having like up to 10 on their speed for spinning, they could go up to like 11 or 12. It was just higher sensitivity settings.
I honestly never. I could tell you that I don't remember those, and I've been to a lot of LAN events. Not saying that they weren't there, but I don't know how much that would do. Again, if they're manipulating some way or shape or form the actual settings on the PC, then that's different, right? I mean, there has to be someone. Again, there's refs there. Obviously, who caught him, right? It was a ref. The guy was still trying to push the guy away. So with that said, we know that the guy had enough time to do it. We know that there was someone around there, but nothing was done. So that I think, to be able to avoid stuff like that, first of all, you have to be really good at be able to install that or do whatever you need to do to be able to get it down really quick, But the other part is that, to get caught at the end, listen, whether he would have gotten caught or not, just the fact that he cheated, in a video game, it just shows you that not only, we know it happens in sports, and your traditional sports, and now it's happening in esports. It's insane. Like Travis said, now you got people getting caught, taking bribes to take a loss, right? Well, we've seen that. I mean, we've seen that a
Yeah.
lot. It happens, and now, you're seeing it here and living that people are taking that extra step and that chance to ruin their careers by trying to cheat, and it does you no good. Look at I mean, you got to look at the overall picture. Look at what happened with him and his players. And look at what happened to the team. He didn't even care. It's not that you took yourself down; you took the team down. What happened to the team, Travis? With this guy get caught?
I think they dissolved the roster, the whole entire team, right?
Yeah, I think the whole team's kind of done. I know for a fact he is with that particular band, but I know they've been kicked out of that entire tournament circuit, so they're completely out from being able to win or to compete in that whatsoever. So, but yeah, like I was saying though, I mean he's it doesn't even matter if he could come back in 4 to 5 years from now. It's like no one's going to want. I mean, he will be looked upon always as a cheater. So
It really
Yeah,
reminds
no, it's interesting.
it really reminds me of like a Major League Baseball player being caught for steroids. Like their Hall of Fame chances are just shot. Usually, most of them aren't. They're banned for lengthy periods of times, and they come back, and they're there's a shadow over their entire career after that point.
So I like that you brought that up. So, because I know that we're gonna get into that segment here pretty quick, that topic. So, but anything else, Travis, on this topic, and that's interesting on what's going on with that?
no, I think we covered most of everything there. So yeah, I mean this guy
Yeah.
cheated, he got caught, and there's actual and what makes it I think kind of stamps it in like forever is that video of the referee coming over and you can tell he's like trying to get away from me kind of thing. That will be people will be using that as an example in like a top 10 cheaters in esports forever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll ask Sam to see if he could link that video on our somewhere in our description on our video on YouTube. So yeah, make sure you go and check it out. It's actually pretty funny. I've seen it, and yeah, pretty interesting. So thanks for bringing that up, Travis. It's something that needs to
You
be
got
talked
it.
about. But yeah, you were talking about Will. You were talking about how people took steroids in baseball and everything and got banned and all that good stuff. So what do you? I hear you got some interesting topics about a new drugs or some drugs that people are starting to use in esports, and I know there's some interesting things going on with a specific one and a team, right?
Well, there's a bunch of teams using it now. We're specifically talking about nootropics, which it's basically a performance enhancing drug, and a lot of people do they compare it to steroids of esports, but it's completely that's a really bad comparison because it's nootropics are legal, they're safe for you. There's extensive studies on them. There's a Motherboard does a whole entire series with. Do you remember our point of contact through Super Evil Megacorp, Ben Watley? He used to be a professional Vainglory player for Gangsters out of Las Vegas, and they do an extensive study and a documentary with Motherboard on uh, him starting out taking a like a test. It's an online test, Cambridge brain test. If you can look that up, it's in the documentary. They do this online Cambridge brain test. They run a baseline, and then they have them take these nootropics. And nootropics, there's so many different ones of them. Like there's Alpha Brain. I got this one right here. It's called Neuro Peak. It's not a bad one. It's pretty cheap off of Amazon. You can get them between 20 and $40. They
So
all
what does that do for you? I mean, you take that run, right? So what
yeah.
does that Neuro
I've
Peak do for you?
I've taken this one. It seems to like I guess allow me to focus a little bit better. I wouldn't compare it to like what's that study drug all the kids would
Adderall.
Adderall. It's nothing
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say
that.
Adderall.
It's nothing like that. It's some of these have different compounds. This one has like 4 or 5 major active ingredients, but Alpha Brain. If you're familiar with Joe Rogan, he
Yeah.
promotes Alpha Brain. they're all very similar. Alpha Brain, you're going to pay for the name. That's kind of high end version. But watch some videos, redo your research, do your homework before you start buying these. There's many different compounds. They react slightly different to every person's makeup. I think it's worth it, honestly.
And does it have any? It has no bad effects to your body like Adderall does,
No.
or
None.
it doesn't burn out anything in the long term. Like, because I know it with jet pilots, even with like fighter jet pilots, they put them on go pills,
Yep.
and it does increase like they're like wow, but long term it burns out stuff in their brain. So I'm wondering if
So
it.
these are supposed to, based on what I've seen and read, they're supposed to
Mhm.
have 5 different components, right?
Yep.
And if it doesn't have those 5 different components, then you don't buy them. And you have to be able to, like Will said, he has 4 to 5 on his, the pills that or nootropics that he's taking. So there's other
Mhm.
ones out there that actually I was hearing that have 14 or 15 different ones,
Yep.
and you almost have to think like, wow, okay, 14 or 15, but really everyone talks about the scientist that came up with it, says, oh, there should be only 5. It should meet 5 of these criterias, right? And if it doesn't meet these or it's over that, then yeah, you shouldn't probably take it. So go
And
ahead.
to answer your question, Travis, one of those side effects or one of those things is it cannot have any harmful or lengthy side effects.
Or
Uh,
toxic.
they're toxic. It can't be not.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
non-toxic. It can't have any,
Oh, that's good.
and it protects your brain. It increases blood flow to your brain, and I can't remember the other one. Do you remember it, Silver? There's like, it's
And this is all new top. This is all the company that This is all
no,
nootropics.
nootropics is the type of, like, it's basically like nootropics is kind of like medicine for your heart, or medicine for your brain, and it's a topic of drugs, like a whole. And
Hmm.
then there's specific brands like Alpha Brain, the one that I got here,
Hmm.
and the many others that you'll find on Amazon, Costco, wherever you buy your drugs at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
Okay.
of weird. I don't remember all the 5 components that it's supposed to meet, but it is very, very interesting nonetheless. I mean, like I said, it has to meet 5 of the criterias, and most of them meet it, some of them don't, but it's just about doing your homework, right? I was actually, I'm sorry, I'm looking away from the camera because I'm actually trying to see if I could find them in the videos, but I couldn't pinpoint them. But yeah, like I said, it's one of those things where it does have to meet those 5, and it's basically safe for you. So that's what the
Hmm.
scientists said. Like these, the scientists slash chemists is like, all right, it shouldn't harm your brain at all. So it should protect
Yeah.
your brain. It should protect a lot. Everything's about protecting. So you know that they're good. Obviously, again, 4 to 5 different components on there, no more than that, and it has to do these things for you. So yeah, just like Will said, make sure you guys do your homework on it. But I the only reason I bring it up, all right, and this is I'm gonna bring it up. I know you, Travis, you did some type of training as well for neuro, all right. So, but you didn't use any pills.
No pills,
Yeah.
substances.
So
No. And
what was your approach?
oh no, I'm curious actually. What are the prerequisites that you guys are saying they have to have these 5 components? So it's like, are you reading that in an article, or is that from Nootropic itself saying that, or like where are you guys finding all these kind of
There,
requirements to see if something's good or
there's a
not?
documentary on YouTube that I found from Motherboard. If you go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and search Motherboard, I think Ben Watley, he's a former professional uh, uh, Vainglory player for um, Gangstas out of Las Vegas. They
Mm-hmm.
were specifically sponsored by a company called Nootrobox, and their CEO is Jeff Wu. Jeff Wu, and they sponsored Gangsters, and then Gangsters did a basically in-house boot camp, and they did baseline studies all the way up to a couple month long studies of how their players progressed. And like for you, with you doing that training out of I think it was LA, right? The
Mm-hmm.
neuro training. I think it would just,
Mm-hmm.
with your results that you had already that were through the roof, I think you just be on another level. Because I just started taking these probably maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and I have definitely noticed a difference. Like you feel more focused. If I was playing again, I know for sure
Mm-hmm.
I'd be able to play for longer with less mental fatigue. I
Yeah.
just doing paperwork at work. I'm like I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm jamming. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I just knock shit out, and I'm good to go. No cliff, no fall. It's some of them do have caffeine in them to kind of give you that extra juice, but I would stay away from those. Go with the ones that are more,
Yeah.
I guess, holistic and natural.
Okay. Yeah, and they've said on their website and everything too that there is no side effects or there's nothing wrong in the long term
Nope.
Yeah,
for you.
so they've been doing this study for a while. Again, the motherboard documentary, they did it on the gangsters as players, and they've been doing it every month. They provide feedback, and they see the growth and how their players are progressing, year over
Yeah.
or month over month, right? But they're doing
Mm-hmm.
tests, every day, weekly, and then different tests throughout every, different tests for the dailies and different tests for the weeklies, and they're kind of noticing that, how that was working. And again, the
Yeah.
guys are like, they're doing good, and this documentary is from back in 2016.
Hmm.
So, and they're still doing good, they're up there, and so, yeah, I mean, nothing yet, no side effects yet on anyone, so
Okay.
Well, I think Steve Wu from Nootropics, they've been around for about 10 years, and they got
yeah.
PhD guys involved. They got a lot of people involved. And the test that everyone's using is an online test. It's a Cambridge brain study test. So yeah, I think you can access it yourself if you just Google
Yeah.
Cambridge brain study science. You'll find this test, and you can do a baseline for yourself, take some of these drugs, and kind of experiment on yourself. But before it, do your research, do your homework, figure out which ones you find out what your goal is, and then pick out the drugs that reach your goal. So if your goal is to study your homework or to play games better, give it a look. I mean, you're literally training and helping your brain. It's kind of like working out and taking any sort of supplement to boost your muscles. Your
Right. Right.
brain's a muscle. If you're going to work it out, take full advantage of it.
Yeah.
Expand those veins, the blood flow to your brain. Uh,
Now, remember that it's not NZT like you guys saw the movie Limitless, all right? So, or the show. So, just make sure you don't think I'm taking this pill, and they even say it on the video like I'm taking over Wall Street, So, it's a lifestyle change as well, right? So, just like anything, like any diet, anything like that. So, a lot of people say, why take it if you change your diet, then and you change the way you go to study and everything, then you could do it naturally. But again, the pills are kind of supposed to help you do it somewhat naturally, if you use the right ones, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they just give you a little boost to that. So,
for
but
sure.
thanks, Will, for sharing that. And I know we haven't had any questions here yet or anything like that. But if you guys have tried nootropics or any type of form of nootropics, please let us know, comment, and we'll be checking for those questions or any other questions you might have on today's topic. But yeah, Will, do you have anything else to say before we go?
No, just follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Um, geez, help me out
The
here.
Esports
The
Labs.
Esports Labs. Yeah, just give us a follow and check out our latest upcoming events.
No, absolutely. Travis, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, no, guys, this has been episode 4, and it's been so fun. I mean, it's always a pleasure to be in company with you, gents. And yeah, I mean, every week too that we do this, it's fascinating to see the new news coming in pouring in from the video game industry and seeing how we can dissect and analyze what's going on. So it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely, and thanks for you guys for being here. So, we do have some stuff, fun stuff coming up for Esports Labs. So make sure you guys visit Esports Showdown. That's esportshowdown.com and visit. We're gonna have I think we have a MFL, right? Mutant Football League that's starting. When is that starting, Will?
November 3rd, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have it on Xbox, PS4, and PC. We did have it on Switch, but they had some technical difficulties, so we pulled that event. We also do have 25 free game copies that we're giving away on Twitter and social media right now. We have a Gleam giveaway. If you follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you can win a copy of the game for free.
Awesome. So yeah, no, and we're also make sure you guys follow some of our streamers out there, and they're going to be posted on Twitter. If you're not on our Discord yet, shame on you. So join discord.me/esports labs and make sure you drop us a like there and let us know, like, hey, we're here. We want one of those keys, and we'll make sure we throw one your way. So we just want to make sure you guys come in, try the game. It's awesome. It's been around for a very long time. They just kind of revamped it, and they've been working and doing a lot of cool things. And it's the Dynasty edition, if I'm correct, right, Will?
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, so it's really fun. Actually, we tried it at E3, and it was really really fun. So a lot of cool stuff. They left a lot of stuff from the old game, but they brought a lot of cool things into this new one. So.
And the codes that we're giving out, they come with all the DLC. It comes with everything. One of the streamers that they had when they first announced the event 2 days ago, he was streaming it and he gave away one of the codes, and the people were like, "It comes with everything." He's like, "I had to pay for everything." It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It comes with everything.
Yeah, so all the cool uniforms, all the skins, all the players, you want this coach. These guys come with like those skeletons on steroids, right? Those football players, man. Let me tell you, they could do some insane stuff. So absolutely, make sure you guys go check us out, esportshowdown.com, and then make sure you join the league. And if you don't have the game, again, follow us on Twitter and Facebook at the Esports Labs on Instagram, and drop by our Discord. Again, discord.me/esports labs. And we'll see you guys there. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in to episode 4 of the Under the Scope, powered by Esports Labs. We'll see you guys next week. Again, thanks for tuning in, and hope to see some of you guys back. And also, make sure you submit your questions, and we'll make sure we try to answer them on every single following episode. Thanks again, guys, and have a great night.